My mom always been, she loved kids. And she was like my best friend, you know. She never missed a game of me coming out. She was like the crowd, like everybody heard her voice. But yeah, she's inspiring, she's a friend, she's been everything to me coming up. You know, she's always been there for me.
Okay, my name is Alice Faye Jones. I was born and raised here in Sarasota, Florida, right here in the community, which is called Newtown community. I was born in '66. So as far as I can remember, we've been in here since I was basically born. The projects are still there, still under the housing authority. We stayed in a corner apartment, right where there's Roy McBean. Roy McBean is built right there. The corner apartment was right there, and Roy McBean is right in the front. Before they built Roy McBean, it was just a basketball court there. And all I had to do was walk out the back door, and the basketball court was there, and they had a baseball diamond a little bit on the opposite side. But when I say it was family oriented, I mean that everybody took care of everybody. The elders took care of everybody else's kids if they knew each other, and it wasn't like no one knew each other. It seemed like all the neighbors knew each other, so if anything happened, the word was going to get around real fast. And there were those that didn't work would sit on the porch and make sure that kids were doing what they were supposed to do, and if you were doing wrong, your mother knew about it before you got home. But back then, you knew. It was a village. When you have people just loving and caring on other people's children, and I saw my mom. She was a hell of a maid, and I thought that maybe one day that's what I was supposed to be, because nobody ever asked me what I wanted to be. And one day I was absent. I didn't go to school, and one thing about not going to school, you wasn't going to stay home. There was no staying home because you didn't go to school. You was going to go with the mom to the job, and my mom took me to the job with her. And that's when I can honestly say she was a hell of a maid. I watched that woman clean the house from top to bottom. Never seen it done in my life from anybody else, but she did it. And I thought that that's what I was supposed to do. During that time, my younger years, it wasn't that often that we missed school, but when we did, it was an honor to go out there and travel on Longboat Key, because it was a whole other world out there. Before we got a vehicle, my mom would catch the bus, the city bus, to Longboat, and when you leave one area and go into that area, everything became green. When I say green, the color green stood out on Longboat Key. Everything, you knew the color green. The grass was greener. The landscape was just beautiful. The trees were trimmed just to, oh my God, just evenly, and just everything, the flowers, everything. It just smelled different over there. It was a whole different world. And so it was like, wow, where are we? We're on a different planet. But it was just across the bridge. My mom worked at a place called the Islander. And when you first go up in there, they have, I guess you would say, security, where you have to stop at the front desk and let them know what apartment you're going to. These people were in uniforms. Even the lobby smelled different. It was so clean and spotless. And then you would go up this elevator to the owner's condo, I guess you would call it. We would go inside. I would go with my mom inside their home. It was just totally different from where I was raised. Well, besides that, we didn't go to theme parks. I don't know why. We didn't go on family trips. I don't know why. But I guess the lying life of our like going out and having families is around holidays, 4th of July, Memorial Day, things like that. Whereas we didn't go to Longboat. The difference, we would go to Lido. Longboat is a private island for very, very wealthy individuals, and those are private beaches. You can't just go over there and go to the beach. But my mom would take us on the opposite side, which is Lido. Lido is an area where it has a public beach, and it's south of Lido anyway. It's and you can go and have picnics and things like that over there, enjoy the water. She didn't like Siesta because the water was so much farther from the picnic area, and she couldn't reach out and touch us because she wasn't a swimmer. But Lita, on the other hand, it was the picnic area was closer to the water, so that's where she chose and liked it to go. My mother would cook the best ribs and chicken, and she loved to make special salads. It'll be like tuna macaroni salad. Red would have that with the beans and cheese. I mean, those were, got me licking my lips, Lord. Those were the days where you just, I tell you, your tongue would reach out and slap you in the back of your neck. It was just that. Wake up. Did you taste that? It couldn't wait till it came back again. But those were good times because those were times when our families would come together and we would party. The adults would sit around and talk and reminisce on the old times, whereas all of us kids would be around, running around and glad to see one another and playing and just enjoying each other. Those are family times. This place is now called Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. Years ago, it used to be called the Newtown Community Center. The REC is what we all called it. What I do here is I offer a free after-school homework assistant program, free of charge, to students ages 2nd up until high school, in various subject areas based upon their need. This program is called Brothers and Sisters Doing the Right Thing. We've been established since 2002, and it's ran basically solely on volunteers. I guess I became a parent, and I was concerned about my child's education because I did have time on my hand. And with that being said, I just had an interest for working with him, and I, in turn, got a passion for wanting to work with other kids, not just but other kids that may have had working families and didn't have the spare time, just like I didn't, because they was working so much, trying to keep ends meet, roof over their head, and just there was just someone there that was making sure those things happened.